and thank you so much for taking the time out to listen. Today, I titled this message on researching what the latest laws are in your state. So I will be using, for purposes of this audio, Georgia as an example, since that's where I am at the time of this recording. And in the future, who knows, we will probably be gone again. In the meantime, though, places that you can be able to find what the latest news is when it comes to laws being passed is going to be on your local news websites. So, for instance, 11alive.com is where we go to check out the latest laws that have been passed here in Atlanta, Georgia. So in your city, state, what have you, you would put in the local laws. Then you can put the year, right? Because you want the most recent information. And you can also put in your favorite news station, or you can just simply include the news website. So there were some pretty good laws that were passed here in Georgia. For instance, mental health, the House Bill 1013 aims to force insurers to pay for mental health and substance abuse treatment in the same way they pay for other health care. The measure also allows a police officer to take someone for evaluation after getting permission from a physician instead of arresting them for a crime. Another is the Georgia High School Association would be allowed to ban transgender boys and girls from playing on the public school sports teams matching their gender identity under House Bill 1084. I know there was talk about the critical race theory. House Bill 1084 would ban the teaching of certain racial concepts that Republicans say are divisive. Opponents say the measure would frighten teachers away from an honest classroom discussion of race in history and the present. And another that was listed was that mandate about the vaccine or the mask. That is no more, which was a good thing. So it's up to to each his own in terms of wearing a mask. Vaccine mandate, Senate Bill 345, would prevent state agencies and local governments from requiring COVID-19 vaccines. Guns in public, Senate Bill 319 would abolish Georgia's requirement for a background check and license to carry a handgun in public. Republicans say it infringes on Second Amendment gun rights for people to have to apply for a permit and pay a fee, usually about $75. Mask in schools, Senate Bill 514, already signed into law, will allow parents to exclude their children from mask mandates. And then there are some others here. School recess, House Bill 1283 would require daily recess for all public school children in grades K through 5. I thought that was a given. That was one of those that was surprising to me. As far as voting goes here in Georgia, Senate Bill 441 would allow the Georgia Bureau of an Investigation to inquire into election fraud. Okay, and these were some big ones that had been talked about in media, so that's why I brought that to some people's attention. Check out what the laws are concerning issues like this in your state. Maybe you never knew how the laws are when it comes to things like guns and vaccines and masks and things like that. but that information is available when you research for it, because too often we're bombarded with way too much meaningless information when we are looking at the big search browsers like Yahoo and Google, okay, Bing and Firefox and some of the others. I mean, you need to know what's happening in your community and how it impacts you and your family. And sometimes what happens is we get too busy with the day to day that we don't find out about certain laws uh, unless somebody goes through something. Then it's like, oh, I didn't know that law exists. There is something that I saw when it came down to food trucks. They used to have a permit for every city that they went into. Now there's one permit that fits all. You see, so somebody who's in the food trucking business down here in Georgia, that's a big thing. That's a big deal because that costs money. You got to keep getting a permit from one, city to the next city, So there are those sorts of things. Maybe you want to start a business and you don't really know what the laws are in terms of, starting a business, what's required and all of that. This is why it is important to take a look. Now, something that I will say that I'm really happy about is the Informed Consumers Act here in Georgia. Now, this law is designed to protect Georgians who accidentally purchase stolen or counterfeit goods and to stop criminals from selling such items online. So, some of these folks who like to brag on various YouTube videos talking about everything that they sold, and they talk about, oh, I made thousands of dollars. And a creepy feeling came over me, and I said, I don't know, but I'm feeling something in the atmosphere that's not right. It's not legit. Well, with this act, the online marketplace will now have to collect, verify, and disclose particular information from high-volume third-party sellers. What is a high-volume third-party seller? Essentially, that's anyone who does 200 or more transactions resulting in $5,000 or more during a continuous 12-month period. The information that these marketplaces will have to gather from sellers and verify includes bank account numbers, government-issued ID, tax identification numbers, contact information. In addition, the seller's name and contact information must be made available to consumers. There also needs to be a way, both electronically and by phone, for customers to report any suspicious activity. So that is definitely a good thing, because you don't want somebody to come circling back saying, oh, sorry, you're going to have to send that what you bought back because it's stolen, or you thought that you bought something from someone, for your business, and it was legit, only to find out that they're being investigated, for some theft. So yeah, definitely better measures put in place for that sort of thing. So this is just one of those messages, no fluff, right? No thinking deeply or dealing with family members and all the challenges that come with that. There's plenty of audios about that sort of thing. But this is one of those to just take your internet experiences a little bit more informative, being more proactive in knowing what's going on. Okay. Sometimes there are things happening in the spiritual realm that we don't know right around the corner. And if you know the law, then hey, you're good, right? When it comes to certain things, and plug in whatever pops into your mind. I do have a book that is one of those that helps you with your internet research. And that one is called What Else Can I Do on the Internet? Every now and again, there is a link to it in the description box So please do check it out. What Else Can I Do on the Internet by NichollMcGuire. There's a lot of idea generators in that book in terms of some things that I know you haven't thought about to research. But hey, more knowledge, more power. All right. Thank you as always for taking time out to listen. You've been listening to YouTube NM Enterprise 7. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and we do welcome giving. And thank you in advance.